This computer. All
Okay.
right, Mark, Prophecy of Antioch Urban Growers.
Okay. I had just acquired, after very little knowledge of Antioch even existed. I mean, it was like all of a sudden I was the owner of 2 acres with greenhouses and tons of stuff on it. And it all happened within a couple of weeks. And then a couple of weeks after that, when I was just like thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? I was invited to the friends and family event for Cultivate KC. And while I was there, and this was maybe a few months into my first season there at Antioch, I literally stumbled over Kathy. I tripped over her bag. She had a big bag of really cool stuff. And, you know, just like she prepares for everything, she brought a whole bunch of stuff with her. And I tripped over it, kind of almost fell down, looked at her and I said, hi, who are you? And that's how me and Kathy met. I shared with her just briefly that I was somebody who just got a couple of acres, was wanting to turn it into urban farm. And I don't know hardly anything I'm doing. And hi, I love you. And let's see what kind of relationship can start up. And it wasn't very many weeks after that, somehow Kathy and Joel were walking on the property with me. I don't remember how, it all was real fast. I do know that. And when they were walking with us, kind of just looking over this brand new initiative, we were down by where the ducks and the goats are in that bottom area by the bottom high tunnels. And Kathy started what I would say call prophesying over the place. And Kathy, you could actually get more clear if you could speak, but I'm just going to share it out of my memory. And I would love for you to get your opportunity to share at some point. But she said something in this manner, that this place was a watershed and people would come there, lay down their burdens, and when they left, they would be better than when they got there. That's my understanding, that they would lay down their burdens and walk away free. And I was like, at the moment, I had just came out of ministry, retired from it, and didn't really want that on my plate. And I was kind of tired of serving people. And I was going through a lot of transition in my own life. So just the thought of it was like, wow, that's really cool, but I'd rather make $1 million if that's okay. And we've not made $1 million, but I do believe a lot of people's hearts have been exposed to something at Antioch that is magical. And I would like to thank Kathy for realizing that. And we've had a lot of magic take place that are similar to that, but Kathy's was kind of like the first speaking over the stewardship of that property. Thank you, Kathy.
And that's the story. Ta-da! Welcome, Michael. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that was a story I wanted Mark to share real quick, but then now we can get back to regularly scheduled programming. Or not. I like to deprogram, not program. I just the brainwashing of my childhood just still haunts me. So who would like to share?
Brags and share.
Accomplishments and brags
There you go.
for the week. Abby, go ahead.
Well, I guess I can share. Let's see, one thing I guess I can brag about. Well, I talked to Dad on the phone. That was kind of a surprise. I was calling Mom to make sure she had my new number. Dad answered the phone. So we talked about the Jouster series and Anne McCaffrey, and I found out I'm still a kiddo. So that was a pretty neat thing. And then I had a weird day, yesterday and today, and rearranged my whole kitchen. all the cabinets insides got moved around and the stuff on top of the cabinets got moved around. That's how my week's gone. So,
That's awesome.
mhm.
Thank you. Yeah. Congratulations. Michael, I saw your hand up. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So I've been off the grid for about 24 hours. And what that pretty much means was I just took a self-care day to get things set up. I got a TaskRabbit job tomorrow. And this one job that I have coming up in just a couple of hours is just a cleaning job for a family. They're all pretty swamped. They're kind of tired. And so what I will be doing is just some deep cleaning. I do need to find a pair of rubber gloves, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get that taken care of. I've been taking care of paperwork throughout the entire day. I've had 1 6-hour nap, which I feel very much refreshed. Once I have found some pallets, Liz, that I, at some point in time, if we can collaborate on when I can drop those off, let's see. And I think that, I will also be headed back to AUG probably sometime after I get off work tomorrow. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on at the moment. Oh yeah, I also have been reading this book, which I love this book and I want a copy of it. It's called The Self-Sufficient Backyard for for people who are wanting to do homesteading. And I got to say, I'm actually really liking this book. And I've been reading it on my downtime, and I must say, very therapeutic. And that's about all I got for right now.
Yay, thank you,
Good
Michael.
job.
Yay! You're welcome.
And welcome, Lizzie. I saw your message. You're driving. Please be safe and keep your focus on the road. Thank you. Hello, Jess.
Hey, so I went over to Belfast and we made a beehive. Warren is designing these like 22 frame deep boxes because I run horizontal deep boxes. And so he's come up with a plan for one that will fit in the back of my car so I can haul them around, and they're light enough that I can lift them by myself. I don't need help. And he wants to streamline the process to where we can make 4 or 5 a day, which is amazing. Because one of the things we want to do this year is expand the bees a ton and get like little bee yards out in different people's yards around. So that was really exciting because he had the whole thing like blueprinted and sketched and ready to go. And then we just did it and it just came together beautifully, like exactly like it was designed to do. And it was super exciting. So I'm going to cover the world with bees.
Yay!
Yay.
That's what I got.
Thank you. Dave?
Nah,
He's had a quiet week.
I'm good.
All right. All right. Dan? Yeah, Dan? No, not that other Dan. You, Dan.
Dan the man. What's your accomplishments and brags, Dan?
I think he's here, and I think you're pretty close to a big mile marker. Here he comes. Nope, you're still on mute. Let me send you a prompt. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Good.
Yeah, I'm close to 90 days. You're right.
Woo!
Coming up on the 2nd. I talked to my daughter this week a couple times. Had a few visitors come over and see me. I've been staying on my goals and keeping up with my C-Star time, and I'm about to go to 3 hours a week in C-Star so I can get a job. And I spoke with Mark about maybe give me a ride a couple places this week. So I'll get with him tomorrow when he gets here. And we'll figure out the scheduling on that so that I can get to places, so I can get the things I need so I can get a job. And I just been helping Mac out at the farm. I cleaned up a little bit around the fire pit this afternoon. It was really nice outside. Me and Mac he was splitting wood, and I was because we got a real big cold snap coming in. And I cleaned up a bunch of stuff. I got rid of, put a bunch of metal on the metal trailer, and just crap that was laying around, like the fan thing over there and stuff that was meaningless, and there was no reason for it to lay there. So I just put it on the metal trailer so we can go through it and get it processed so we can get some scrap going. Well, what else did we get to this week? You said that. Oh yeah, Patrick. Yeah, I watched Patrick. When Mac left, I had him clean all the sinks, the two bay one and the 3 bay one. We're ready to switch those around and start working on getting the plumbing. And me and Mac was talking today about the ventilation for the utility room for other uses, for municipal uses maybe. We're just plugging along every day, staying out of trouble and staying off drugs, and that's what's important.
Yay, off drugs, and that's important.
Yay, Dan the man.
Mac, your turn. Mac ain't got nothing.
What do you mean you ain't got nothing?
I think he's got something. I think
Yeah, he's a superstar. What's talking about?
he got a bunch of wood split, but we cleaned out like 5 beds today. He's been doing some work. He says it's just work.
Thank you. Yay.
Hey, Mac. Yay, Mac.
Good job, Mac.
Yes.
Guess I could sure that's
Sure.
too.
Yeah.
So we had a grant that was due today by 4 o'clock. And this is all some grant materials that they had sent us in the past, but it was for the wrong grant. And so I filled it out for the wrong grant and then all kinds of stuff. And then I just found out like last week that the grant was still available, and it wasn't, there was 2 of them, one that was due on the 28th and one that was due on the 31st. And so it was so confusing to me, but I finally got Maggie and I got all the paperwork done, and we turned it in before like at 3:45 or something today, just before 4 o'clock. And we're asking for like $5,000 for the building of the water, the potable or fresh water distribution system out of the water catchment system. And since I've never did a grant before, really, I've been the beneficiary of some grants, but I chose to do the grant proposal a different way than other people might, where other people would have gave a itemized statement for the things that they wanted to build something, and then they would build it, and then the grant would be, recognized as that. But I sold these grant proposers the possibility that Antioch Urban Growers was not going anywhere but towards the direction of sustainable living and getting food for people and educating people. And I just started the ball rolling of, you don't have to ask us what we're going to do. We've already got relationships with all the people, even you, to work magic if you fund us. So what I'm offering is a community the possibility of a community working together and us being funded because of our effectiveness and our results-based teamwork. And the teamwork results in all of the areas that we find ourselves confronted with. It's poor food, climate change, it's lack of community development, it's all kinds of, it's a broad challenge we have, and it's going to take a community of workers, but it's also going to take funding for that work to be accomplished. And so I have such confidence in the team, Abby, Jess, Maggie, Michael, Liz, Kathy, Mac, Dan, James, and so many. I mean, there's just, you see the ones on the screen, but we have relationships of years of work with people who are pretty much all-inners. They're make a difference people. They got a vision for value, not just dollars and cents. And what we have to offer is now, in my opinion, fundable. We are now being exposed to the value of a movement. And in that movement, the gathering of intellectual property that can help us be effective in handling the problems that we are facing as a culture, as a we the people, as a chosen community. What is it like in the world that we are building? People are really interested in our results. So that's what I am going to people with now is we have community, we have proven results, and we're up to stuff. And people are speaking to us as if we got a good thing going. And all they have is money, and all they have is support, but they have no outlets for action. And so in my conversations every day, I'm talking about you and you and you and the contribution you are making as a community to better each one of our lives. It's always in our conversation. It's always in my conversation. You guys are like, I call you American heroes. And I just want to really, all American heroes. And I think you're exactly what the world needs. And I consider it a privilege to present you as my team, as my community, as my people. And that's what it's all about from now on for me. That's it.
Thank you. Congrats, well done.
Now I need a kiss for that, because that was deep.
That was deep. Good job.
Yay! I feel so much better.
You can let Jack up. So what I want to share, accomplishments and brags. Well, I don't know, every Monday morning I pull a new tarot card, and that just sets the whole tone for the week, because I know how to, I have a Mother Peace deck, and it's just my absolute favorite tarot deck ever. So this week I'm under the influence of the Magician, which is the second card in the major arcana of the deck. So it's going to be a really, really powerful week. Magician is all about creating with word and images and art, creating the future. So it's just going to be a really wild, wild, wild week, as it usually is. Go lay down, sir. Jack's in the house now, so you know. What else has happened this week? Got more work done on my masterpiece here, which I can't show you because we're in the tiny room. So this is about all you can see of it right now. And gosh, I don't know. I don't know that I really have much in the way of accomplishments other than here we are a week later and we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Oh, I had a conversation with the CPA, got a whole lot of my questions answered, and didn't get made, didn't have the occurrence of feeling like I was being made stupid, or I was asking for the accountant to do something illegal just by asking to know how would be the best way to save the most amount of taxes in this situation. You are the accountant. I expect you to know those things. So it was a really great conversation with the accountant. Got a lot of really cool information. That's going to make a lot of stuff a whole lot easier for Abby and I and whoever else going forward. It's going to make just a whole lot less complicated than I was making it, which is always the case. Oh, and I also have been really getting like my reaction in life to circumstances when I want to achieve an outcome has been to plan. Like write a plan, action steps, do it, whatever, right? And that's fine. It works, but that's not the only way that works. And in fact, it kind of has like this hidden edge sword where when there's so many things that aren't working and none of my structures are working either, none of my planning is working. And then what? When planning fails, then what, right? So I've just been recognizing the impact of the compulsion to plan in response to, needing to produce an outcome of some sort. And the level of anxiety that comes along with that, and the level of, I got to have a plan for this, and I got to have a plan for that, and I got to have a plan for this, and it can't go not according to plan, because then I'll lose my ever-loving shit, right? So he gets that a lot. So I just really taken on a new practice of developing in myself the capacity to rely on faith and miracles for when something is not working, or I want to produce an outcome, or la 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 la. So that's going to be whatever I say, it's going to be a challenge, but really it's going to be just like, oh, I don't have to do anything. Cool. Cool. I can just keep on going about my business, and this is all going to work itself out. So that's the new exploration. I'm also getting ready to complete. I've been on in a program called the Course Managers Program with Landmark for about 6 or 7 months now, and I'm getting ready to complete on being in that program. It's just like the same structure that we have kind of here. Is there's a set of agreements that we all agree to develop ourselves in, and then some kind of like daily practices. And there's nothing wrong with the agreements and the practices of the program, but if I really want to be developing agreements and practices like here with people I can at least weekly sometime, touch and see, and we're building something in the world that's going to make a difference. And it's developing these relationships is what's going to make a difference there. And spending time and putting the time and the effort into that. And that's something that, my whole life, literally from the time I can remember, my whole life, when I wanted to get something done, it was on a screen. It's been on a screen. It was TV or a video game, or then, the computer or whatever, the phone. When I was needing to do some work, it's always been on a screen. So I'm really challenging no screen. That's actually not how to get shit done anymore. What does that look like? I don't know, because my whole life has been on a screen. So it's going to be really confronting to have, it's just going to be developing a whole new capacity in myself. And it's going to look however it's going to look. And it's going to drive up all my insecurities around social awkwardness and always saying the wrong thing and pissing people off or disappointing people or whatever that is, whatever that whole world of it is that has me want to avoid personal relationships and instead just go do things on the computer. Right? So you guys are my community, so you'll get you guess what? It's with y'all that I'm going to be doing this. So we get to grow in this capacity together, and I'm going to just thank you all now for the generous space that you were providing to really everybody in this community, as we all have like a commitment to empower and honor each other, and also to grow as human beings and allow others to grow as human beings as well. So that's some stuff from the week. There you go. And Lizzie, if you ever get to a stop sign, go ahead and come off mute and give us your update. But until then, please be careful. We love you. Okay, good. Other accomplishments in Brad? No. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and actually stop the recording now.